UPSC prelims cutoff is out. The prelims cutoff of 2020 civil service exam is out, and the general merit cutoff stands at something like 92.5. And if you see the other category cutoffs like the EWS or the OBC or the SC or the ST, my dear friends, it's still lower. Now, who would have imagined that the cutoff can come this low? And what does it mean to us now? Tune in till the end of this video to know what this cutoff actually means to us and how we will have to base some of our study decisions based on the kind of cutoff that has emerged in the UPSC 2020 civil service exam, my dear friends. Vinay Kumar here, international NLP and IAS coach. In this video, like I just mentioned, my dear friends, I'm going to talk about the implications of what this means to us, this kind of cutoff, coming down to as low as 92.5, actually mean to us. Now, to start with, my dear friends, the first thing that is very evident is the rising importance of paper 2, the aptitude paper in the whole scheme of things in the prelims. Now, UPSC took aptitude as very important at the stage, in the civil service exam. UPSC realized the importance of aptitude for civil servants a decade ago. But when it wanted to, force it through the people, and since there was so much of, so much of opposition to it, my dear friends, it had to, take this backdoor entry of making the paper just the qualifier, but the qualifier itself is a decider. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? Now, what was just made a qualifier is not seeming to be just a qualifier, but it has become a game changer. Because I feel, going by the performance of most students last year in the prelims 2020, a lot of hardworking, smart, and intelligent students who had excelled in their knowledge in the paper 1 must have actually lost out in the paper 2, my dear friend. That's what this score exactly suggests. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? So, no longer can the qualifier paper of paper 2 be taken as, hey, I'll go to the exam and see. With presence of mind, I will do it. No, it no longer can be treated like that. It has to be given its due respect, and a lot of preparation needs to be done before you are actually hitting the paper 2, my dear friends. Is that clear? That's the first great evidence from the cutoff of UPSC 2020 civil service exam. Okay, having said that, my dear friends, the second important what do you call learning, second important implication from the cutoff that we can see is there will be a lot of questions as you prepare for your exam. Please know this, there will be a lot of questions that you may not be able to comprehend, and the number of such questions can run to close to, let's say, 15 or even 20 questions, my dear friends. 20 questions can be there out of 100 where you can't even connect to. And this is going to be the reality with UPSC, my dear friends. Last year, what happened? Students, aspirants who started with the science section, see, there is this A, B, C, D series. Those series in which areas like science started instead of polity actually found the paper very frightening, very threatening, my dear friends, because it appeared to them like as if coming in some other language altogether. There were so many questions that not many people could even exactly understand, okay, what this is. And so many people, even if they understood where these questions are coming from or why they may be important now, they were not able to answer it with a sense of conviction. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? Now, is that trend going to continue? There used to be a time where people used to come and boast hey, I'll get 180 out of 200, but that's no longer the case, my dear friends, because UPSC is also expanding its ambit to include, you know, in fact, next gen questions, not just the questions that are relevant now, because most of you, UPSC looks at most of you as next generation administrators. It wants you to be ahead of times, it wants you to be futuristic, and therefore uh, there will be a lot of questions where you may not feel the resonance, my dear friends. But then this is there is an important learning and implication from the cutoff. It's absolutely okay. You don't have to crumble down when you are not able to answer one or two, no, 10 questions. When you're not able to answer 10 questions straight, you don't know anything about it, or even if you know something, you're not able to answer with conviction, it doesn't mean anything, because you can still clear the exam. That's what the cutoff is trying to explain to us in boldest terms. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? The first important learning and implication was, don't neglect the paper two. In fact, work on it. Practice. Practice. See, I'm not saying you'll have to, start practicing for it like people would practice for a GMAT exam, or, no, it's probably not to that level, my dear friends. But then you at least have to practice so that those questions which you can easily solve, you can solve in lesser time, and those questions for which you may need time, you may actually use your brain then in the exam and try to get the answers. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my? That's why you have to practice. So the first great implication was that. The second important implication is that you may not know everything. In fact, it's not just about not knowing everything, but you may not know 10 questions at a time. It's a possibility. 10 questions at a time you may not know, and that should not dishearten you. It shouldn't dishearten you. Rather, you need to understand that we really don't know to what extent the cutoff will drop down to or shoot up. My job is to just make sure the questions that I know and the questions that I can try to attempt, even if I don't know conclusively, I have done it with a sense of, consciousness and all that. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my? Perfect. The second great learning from the uh, cutoff marks in the UPSC. All right. And the third one, my dear friends, the third important learning that you can get from this cutoff is, you have to start preparing for mains immediately after the exam, without waiting for the result to actually reveal to you whether you are qualified for mains or not, because no one had ever expected that someone with 93 marks, or if you belong to some category like EWS, even after you're scoring 78 or 79, would still get selected for mains. Because this span of 20 to 25 days, okay, before your, span of 20 to 25 days before your result is actually declared of the prelims, is very, very critical to get some headway to the mains, my dear friends. And that time should not be wasted. That's another great learning, because most people think, okay, I've not scored 100, I've not even crossed 100, how can I prepare with a sense of hope? And no, you don't have to have hope, you don't have to have optimism. You just assume that you have cleared and you start preparing for mains. If the result doesn't come in your way, then we will think of what to do next. But what is very important, at least by the learning of the cutoff from this time, is just get into action immediately after prelims, after a day's break. Not a week's break, day's break. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? With this, my dear friends, with these three key learnings: one, never neglect the paper two. Paper two is no longer a qualifier but a game changer. Second important learning is that you may have a lot of questions that you don't know, and it's absolutely okay. You may still clear the exam. And three, irrespective of your performance in the paper one, after a day's break, start preparing for mains, because getting that leeway, getting that prime movers advantage, original early movers advantage is very, very important for your success in mains. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? Thank you very much, my dear friends, for learning from this video. See you all in my next video. Thank you.